I think they have the best of intentions. So it's not, certainly not intended to be harmful, but there's like almost an innate drive or desire to like want to put people in boxes or like label people. And I can tell, even with my kids that I have a tendency to want to do that. And I have to catch myself. I think I had mentioned last time with my son, Asher, my daughter is very much a daddy's girl and like does, the values vision boards and all that stuff, certainly makes me very, very, engaged and happy. And my son will antagonize. He will say things that intentionally try and get under our skin. But I know it's on me to not then put the label on him and to expect from him, to be a challenging, child, where then that assigns him his name and his identity.
How do you do that as a parent? Because now I'm interested. How do you do that? Well,
I think one, it takes real intentionality, but the ultimate, like the 20,000 foot view is you really want to be in a position where you're trying to intentionally see the best in your family and your kids, right? So it's almost like, they sometimes teachers have a trick that if they get a kid that is identified as a problem child, they sometimes then they'll tell that kid, hey, you're going to be the class leader, right? And so I'm going to give you this like role and I'm going to give you these responsibilities. So they're assigning the characteristics to the kid that they want to see in them. And then it doesn't always work, but a lot of times these kids will suddenly, rise up to the occasion and they will, take on these leadership kind of roles and behaviors and things like that. And they see themselves through a different lens. And so as a parent, I want to assign so earlier today, my son, he was upset with something my daughter had done. And he was saying, I love you, Dad. I love you, Mom. And I love myself. And he very intentionally left my daughter out. And he said, I don't love Sissy, and I was like, Asher, like, hey, we don't exclude anyone here. And he said, yes, I exclude Sissy. So I picked him up, right? And it's very easy at those moments to get frustrated or say, hey, that's you're being selfish or whatever it might be. That is, again, unintentionally assigning him an identity that I don't want. That's like the exact opposite. And so I picked him up and I said, I know who you are, right? I know you, and I know that you are kind, and I know that you love your sister, right? And at first he said no, but I just kept looking at him and I said, hey, bud, I know who you really are, right? I know you, and I know that you are a good boy, and I know that I'm proud of you. I'm proud to be your dad. And he did flick, right? And it doesn't work all the time, but the things that really set the identity tend to be the messages that kids hear with repetitively, and then things that have strong emotional connections attached to them.